for a couple weeks since this happened. The C.Brochu buying experience. What did that entail?
The first thing I'm going to say is I bought American. You know, my experience was un-American because I think it was kind of a deceptive transaction. But my show isn't to, put any companies on blast. My show is to inform, right? So I'm not even going to name who it is. They know who they are, and it's not some fly-by-night dealership. They've got what
Reputable,
I thought was a good reputation, right? But the main reason I want to talk about it is I'm not just some ticked-off millennial who didn't do their research. I thought it was pretty straightforward, right? I mean, I'm going through the buying process. I kind of know what I want, what I am willing to pay. And I figured, this isn't, 1980 Jordan Belfort, hey, let's, do something that's improper, right?
Yeah.
This isn't the magic show, hey, look over here while we, ransack your house, right? Like you'd think like if somebody said something, whether they put it in writing or said it over the phone, like their word is their word, right?
Yep.
Yeah, not the case. So the first thing you got to know is I got to the point where my 2011 was starting to show some signs of
2011.
Yeah, it was. I'm like one of those guys that like I look at my vehicle kind of the same way I look at my cell phone, right? Like I'm not really thinking about it until I need it.
Yeah.
But like when you need it, you need it. Yeah. Like can you imagine like your cell phone breaks, you got to go get a car immediately?
Hey, Chris, you're preaching to the choir. In the last month, I've had to get 4 new tires and a battery.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there. You're not thinking about it until you're thinking about it, but here I am.
Not a lemon, is it?
No, it's okay. It's been okay up until this point.
I'm just kidding. So
I know who I'd call if it was though.
Oh, good. Yeah, we do some of that. We had a class action last year on a defective RV. So, so what basically my buying experience is, I'm not gonna go. I don't really want to go. I know what I like, and I don't need to go. Test drive 20 vehicles to figure out what I want. I know generally what I want, right? And so, I looked up on the manufacturer's website, found the one I wanted. They actually gotten me in touch with a local dealer. And that dealer, was texting me and doing all this stuff and seemed legit. Like they're sending me the window sticker, the MSRP, pictures of the vehicle. I'm like, okay, great, And just because I was concerned with not wasting their time or mine, right? Because to me, a negotiation is when you have something to lose and I have something to lose, right? Now, in a car buying experience, if I know what my budget is and you tell me what that vehicle is worth, if my budget matches the value of that car, well, I don't think that's a negotiation. Do you? No. Right? Because I know what I'm willing to pay.
Seems like an agreement almost.
Right. Now, if I didn't know what I was willing to pay or I didn't know the value of the car and I went in and they said, okay, here's the value, like here's what the car is, and how much can you pay? And then we negotiate. That's a negotiation, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this scenario, I didn't want to waste my time or theirs. I call up the, I don't know if it was whoever's in charge of the management team at this dealership, seemed nice over the phone. Little did I know what was going to happen, right? So I'm kind of cutting to the chase, and I can just almost feel the, oh, don't worry, this is going to be super smooth. This is the easiest buying experience. You're going to have fun. This is a fun process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fun if you're not the guy getting bent over the barrel and showed the 50 states, right? I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
Fun? Yeah, fun. If you like getting a tooth removed, that's probably more fun than this, right? Like a root canal would have been as fun as this.
That does not sound good.
So I'm like, you sent me everything, love it. What's the best you can do? It's this price. Okay. I just want to make sure that includes tax, title, fee, right? All the fees, everything, all in. Like no surprises, none of the magic show, right? This isn't the 1980s anymore. You're not allowed to do all that deceptive stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nope, don't worry about it. All good. Show up, go for a test drive. Great, love it. Everything they said, right?
Yep.
Well, rubber meets the road. Holy smokes. Slide the paper. oh, sorry, the MSRP? No, there's actually a vehicle shortage right now, right? And for those of you listening, like, yeah, I get it. I know there's a vehicle shortage. Like, I'm not, I know that, which is why I asked, what's the best you can do it for? Yeah, $5,000 dealership extra, right? Plus this additional almost $800 fee for some of these extras that, again, they had said over the phone would be.
Was not a thing.
Don't worry, they'll be thrown in, right?
Yeah.
So, as you can tell, $6K over what I wanted to pay, right? And what they said the vehicle price was, I'm a little bit annoyed.
So
right?
$6K more than you were told on the phone.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
So I basically get told, and I will say this, like, credit to the sales guy that helped me, because I do think he was a straight shooter. I think he got kind of caught in the crosshairs, if you will. Like, I don't necessarily think he was
the problem.
Yeah, no. Like, he was a super guy. But I will say, like, him not, like, understanding, and again, I'm pretty sure they all, I don't think that's the first time that team has all sold a car together.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure they know what's being said over the phone.
Yeah.
So I'm told everything that I'm telling them about buying it for this price and the price she quoted, there's no way that could have happened. Everybody knows about this fee, this $5,000, right? And I'm like, well, that's funny, because the person that held himself out to be your boss never mentioned a thing, right? I said, what's the best you can do? She said X. I come here and you tell me Y, right? So we kind of go back and forth, and he goes out back, right? Now, you know, I don't want to say it's the wizard, but it seems like that, right? Because you don't know who's back there.
Sure, you don't.
Somebody's in that back space. You know, they got their, you know, they got their T value or whatever machine set up.
Yep.
They come out. Yeah, actually, the $6K. Yeah, that doesn't include tax title fee. It's actually almost $10K. That's what they present to me. It's actually almost $10K over what she quoted you, so there's no way she would have done that.
So they go in with one price and come back with an even more expensive price by like $4,000.
Yeah, like the thing that I was kind of having trouble wrapping my head around was, like, not only did he not get it when I told him it was $6K more, but then it was like, oh, it's almost $10K more.
Yeah, he thought you were asking for a higher price, I guess.
Yeah, like, and just so you know, folks, like, I'm not one of those guys that's like in there, you know, to buy $100,000 car that's like, all right, I'm going to talk him down to 30. Like, today is my day. Like, no, like, I'm not, again, I don't want to waste my time or theirs.
Right.
And I'm not there to even haggle. Like, it is what it is. Give me the car for the best price you can. And if I think it's worth it, I'm going to buy it. Right.
Yeah.
So,
it's a good point. You weren't being, just knowing the background of the scenario, you weren't being, to your point, you weren't being unjust. You're buying a car with, you know, you had a budget. The car was in the budget. You feel pretty good about it. But your budget wasn't $10,000 more than your budget. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Casey, if you came to me and say, hey, Chris, I got this legal issue, and I said, hey, Casey, don't worry, I'll do it for $1. And then you show up to my office and I say, and you know, somebody that works for me says, Casey, he would have never said that. He'll only do it for $5.
Yeah.
Would you feel good about that? Would you feel that warm feeling inside? Or would you say, geez, they just pulled the wool over my eyes?
Yeah. I'd be like, you know, Chris, this isn't what I signed up for. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my point. Set expectations. Which,
by the way, Chris is not doing that.
No.
If you're wondering.
I'm a straight shooter as they come. I've got clients all day that are like, hey, can you do it for this? Can you do it for that? My rate's my rate. And again, you can find it cheaper down the street. Go ahead, go for it. I mean, Walmart sells tons of different types of pasta sauces from great value to upper level. Depending on what you're buying, you may want to go with the cheaper option. Sometimes you want to go with the better, more expensive option. It depends on what you're buying, right? Sometimes I like great value too, you know? Yeah. Other times I'm like, you know what? I probably should pay more. Yeah. But it's about setting expectations. And I would never do that to someone. When we enter into a fee agreement, it is what it is. Like, we want to talk about it on the front end, because by the time we're said and done, even if we can't help, I don't want someone to be like, oh, they're full of it. They didn't even try, right? We are going to give our full effort, and we do that in good faith. The thing that was just astonishing to me was, like, I showed up to buy that car in good faith, and, like, yeah, I mean, it was just completely nonsense. So the person that comes out of the back room, whoever the finance guy was, is like, oh yeah, the number that we're negotiating off of today, this is literally like not verbatim, but close to, the number that we're negotiating off of today is almost that 10 grand number, not the one that I was told over the phone. So that's where our starting point was.
Mm-hmm.
And I am starting to get kind of frustrated because, again, the expectation was X and I'm given Y.
Yep.
No, I don't think you guys are getting it. So here's what I'm willing to pay. Can you do that? No, we can't. That's what they said. Okay, great. Shake their hand. Pretty annoyed. Leave. Get in the car. Driving off. It's like a scene from like a car movie, right? I guess. I don't know if there's like a buying car movie.
There might be.
Wait.
Really?
Oh, like
full sprint?
no, it was a jog. Maybe a light walk or a fast walk. Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. I like you as a person. Like I went on a test drive. Like he's a nice guy. Told me about his family. Like a great guy, you know. But what you're doing is deceptive, right? I mean, this is not like a meeting of the minds. Everybody's on the same page. This is like a pretty terrible experience, right? Yeah. And now I'm ticked because I'm like, this is supposed to be a happy day. It's supposed to be it should have this warm feeling inside, right? Yeah. No, should be using all the new features in my car right about now. Oh wow. If they're doing this to me, all those stories I've heard my clients talk about, all those consumer stories of people getting consumer credit, this happens to all of them. Yeah. And some of the stories I've had, I mean, I've had a Navy veteran drive a car off a used car lot over here on the west side. A couple dozen miles later, I'm talking like 60 miles later, engine blows. When the client comes to me, I had a $16,000 loan for this used car, and the engine blows, they deny this extended warranty, and they bring it back to the used car shop, put in a new engine, and now they tack on another $4,500 to that 16. So we got him out of that because, again, it's just deceptive. The other ones that I've had, I mean, I've got someone right now, they've got a truck that is a very expensive truck, should be reliable, 2 transmission blow within 30,000 miles. Oh, sorry. Yeah. We don't know what's going on, but it's not our fault, right? So it's one of those things where it's just so it's just old. Like if somebody's out there with a car dealership and they're like, hey, the price is the price and here's the price, please call me. Then every vehicle I buy from here on out, I'll send you my business, and I'd encourage anyone to go there. Because I just think this whole, deception and yo-yo model of these businesses that are still getting away with this 1980 sleazeball type stuff is just disgusting. Yeah. I really do think it is. So your guy, salesman, he comes light jog after you. Yeah. Is that how the story ends? I got the vehicle for what I expected to pay for it. I mean. Oh, so you did get it? Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Which again, like the main reason is like that was one of the only places like I could probably buy it, and the main point I went there is because I need a car, right? Yeah. And so again, like the guy was super nice. I don't necessarily know if he was, in on it. If he was, like, that's I guess he. I guess that I don't know if he was, so I'm not gonna assume, but yeah. So I end up buying it for what I expected to pay, and just please, buyer beware. Here's how we could have avoided it. Yeah. Everything she told me on the phone, right? Greased me up, said how great it was, and then tried to spank me like a baby seal. Yeah, that's not how I would have done it. How I would have done it is everything she said on the phone, great. Throw that in the text, because that's what they tried to use against me. Hey, I've read all the texts. None of the texts say any of that. The texts are all the pictures and bunch of nonsense. Yeah. And they all know. They're all working in the same bullpen. Mm-hmm. They all hear each other on the phone. It's like that Jordan Belfort one where you can almost imagine they're all like crowded around the phone, like listening in as he's like, going in for the kill. Yeah. The worst part about it is some of these companies have sales teams, and the sales team think that they're sharks, but they're not sharks. Like, especially in this car buying scenario, these people are not sharks, because the only way that a shark is a shark or a lion is a lion is if their prey knows that they're a shark, right? Or they know that they're a lion.
Right.
They're wolves. Why? Because they are pretending, right? Like they're part of the flock, but they're wolves. They're just, nobody knows they're wolves until they actually show it.
Yeah.
So I'll give you one other example. And again, I was in a position where I was like, all right, that's fine. I think given inflation and everything, that's still a decent rate. But over the phone, I'm told probably, I think it was like a low 3%, but it was like, hey, go to your credit union, but that's what we can offer. Yeah, it was like low 5s for what it was, which again, like all good, right? Inflation, I'm not going to fight them on it. But again, get it in writing, right? And people are going to be like, oh, he's just some ticked off millennial that, didn't get a good deal. Well, go ahead. Million stories out there. There is not, I guarantee you that is not the first story of that place. Won't be the last.
Probably
so
not.
Please, just what I would do if I could do it differently, go to your local credit union, figure out what you qualify for, figure out what they're willing to extend you for credit, get that rate, locked in, figure out what they're going to give you. And then once you figure out what you want to buy, get them to put it in writing, right? Before you go through the whole process and they waste all your time. And that will avoid, I think, a lot of headache. But again, I'm not here saying, I make as many mistakes as anyone too, right? And I do this for a living. So that's why I'm like, all right, I know what my rights are as far as these go, but companies still try to take advantage of it. And they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
These guys are pros at what they do.
I gotcha.
I don't think I need to explain any further.
No, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Let me ask you this. So you mentioned about the texts in terms of getting it in writing. Is a text enough?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. We file class actions where we've got texts, emails. Anything in writing. And that's why, like, these companies, you always can tell when a company is being untruthful, especially on the back end, right? Where you can kind of take a full look and figure out, like, okay, like almost Monday morning quarterback, right? Like, okay, what went wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're using the oral statements against you because it's not in writing, they know what they're doing. Give me a break. If for some reason they disagree, let's come on the show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
That is true.
You want to have a conversation. Any of these. You hear me talk about different industries. If anybody's listening and disagrees, come on the show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And if you want to come on, 904-201-1771.
That's right.
It'll get you through to the right person. Maybe don't email case@brochulaw.com. That's more for people that actually need assistance there. But if you do need the assistance, you can go ahead and email Chris, case
Sure thing.
@brochulaw.com.